A very good morning to my dear students. Once again, welcome back to 8th grade English class. Today, we are actually planning to go with the remaining portion of the 6th chapter, which we had already started in the last session. We were actually going with the 6th chapter from your supplementary reader in the last class, entitled as Let Us Go Home, written by Kevlian Seo. And when we started the discussion in the last class, we came to know that the story was all about the extreme affection and extreme love a boy felt towards his mother, or in other words, we could say that the story is all about the boy's longingness to go back to his home and to spend the holiday with his mother after the school time, or after 1 week's continuous class. So in that way, anyway, we can summarize that the story is all about the bondage, the love, the affection between a mother and his boy child, or the boy child, between the boy child and his mother. So that was that is why in the last class, when we discussed the preface passage, there was one question being asked to the reader in the beginning, that what happens when he goes home after school. So a particular thing happens when he goes by to his home after the school, and at that in that particular incident, the content of the whole story is being summarized. Okay, anyway, in the last class we also came to know that the most happier day for students is always Saturday, because in every Saturdays, even the teachers and the students seem very happy, because there is actually the prospectus of a holiday in the coming day. So after every Saturday there is Sunday. Sunday is a holiday, so everyone is happy, because they will get one day as holiday, in which they can do, or they can immerse in their own activities. So likewise here also, the boy and his fellow beings are also happy at the prospectus of Sunday. Because that is why the boy, including his classmates, were very very happy, and that we saw in the beginning of the story, that they were looking very very vibrant, they were looking very lively, and they were looking very happy in all Saturdays, because it was certain that they would get a possible holiday after a Saturday. So that actually made all of them very happy. And in the case of the boy was extremely happy that he could at least spend one whole day, one single day with his mother. And he was actually, while he was spending Saturday in the school, he was actually thinking about the good times he probably would get on the next day. Okay, so in that way, the story was developing or growing around the theme, or around the intimate relationship the boy always felt towards his mother. Okay, and we also came to know that while when the boy actually went to the school library, and when he was happened to read a very beautiful story, yeah, the first thing which came to his mind was actually, yeah, when he would get uh, the next whole day, that means the next Sunday, he could be able to spend his whole day with his mother, and at that time he would be able to narrate this interesting story to his mother. So in that way, whatever happens in the boy's life, the boy is simply thinking of sharing all these things with his mother. Okay. And in the last class we also came to know that the boy was actually planning to go to his home this day, not by his school bus or not by his bus, yeah, but with his classmates, or with his playmates or schoolmates like Ned, Ram, Peter and Gopal. So while all these people were actually going towards their home, they were simply planning about their tomorrow's prospectus. Yeah, we came to know that Ned was actually planning to go for films, huh? And Ram was actually going for having ice cream with his visiting uncle, and Peter was planning to go for horse riding, and Gopal was planning to go for some wedding. So in that, and the boy in the story was eagerly, yeah, looking forward to spend his time with his mother, and he was actually planning to spend the entire day with his mother. So in that way, while even though they were actually while they were actually moving towards their home, they were simply planning tomorrow's or Sunday's prospectus. Okay, so at that particular time we stopped yesterday in the last class. Now we can go with today's remaining portion. They had reached the shortcut to his home. So in that way, they means, yeah, the boy himself and Ned and Ram, Peter and Gopal. So they were actually moving towards their home, and now they reached whose home? They reached the boy's home, nearby the boy's home. Okay, see you Monday. Then the boy said that yes, yeah, we can meet possibly on Monday, because tomorrow is a Sunday, and Sunday would be a holiday, so we can meet on Monday. He said, ducking under the railing of the road. Yeah, ducking under means, yeah, so till then they were actually moving through a railing of means fencing, a road where there were fences in both sides. So ducking under the railing of the road and picking his way down the slope. So now it was almost nearer to his home, so he had to take a diversion from the usual path, or from the path where by which they came till then or till there. Okay, so in that way, ducking under the railing of the door, that means he was simply shifting from the road by which he came there, having fencing on both sides, and picking his way down the slope. And after that, he actually preferred another road. Another road means possibly a shortcut, not a shortcut, a by road to his home. But just before he started, he heard someone say, "But he doesn't leave." And then someone else saying, "Shh." And then a lot of jiggling. Jiggling means a laughing. But he did not mind them. Because as he picked his way down the shortcut, his mind was so full and happy with the anticipation of home and his mother, of the lemon pie and the plants in the garden. So while he was actually taking the by road to his home, Yeah, he could easily hear the sound of some whispering sound. Yeah, as he was actually taking the pocket road to his home, yeah, he could easily hear some whispering sound, like, but he doesn't leave. And then someone else saying, shh. So in that way he could hear some discussion, or he could hear hardly some conversation between two people. And then a lot of jiggling means a particular kind of a laughing. Okay, but the boy did not have the time to pay attention to them, because why? Yeah, that much the boy was eagerly waiting to spend his holy day with his mother. Okay, so but he did not mind them, because as he picked his way down the shortcut, his mind was so full and happy with the anticipation of home and his mother, of the lemon pie and the plants in the garden. So he did not have the time to spend, he did not have the time to pay attention to them, or to that sound, as he was eagerly waiting to spend his day with his mother. Yeah, the things which were in his mind was actually, yeah, the mother, yeah, then the lemon pie, always made by the mother for her son, then the plants in the garden. So of course on most of the Sundays, the mother would do some weeding activities in the garden. So this were actually in the mind, these things were actually in the mind of whom? In the mind of boy. So boy did not have the time to pay attention to their conversation. After a little while, he saw the red roof bright in the sun. Yeah, now gradually, yeah, the small sides of the house could be visible to the boy's sight. After a little while, he saw the red roof bright in the sun, grinning wide. Grinning wide means smiling at someone, grinning wide and happy in the distance. So now, yeah, the boy could see his house in distance. Look at the usage. Look at the the way in which it was beautifully presented. He saw the red roof. So firstly, he saw the red roof, and the red roof was, yeah, shining in the rays of the sun. So as the rays of the sun, yeah, fell upon the roof, yeah, it was shining bright in the sun, and grinning wide and happy in the distance. So the boy could, yeah, smell the boy could smell, or the boy could feel the presence of his home in distance. He brightened and began running a little faster. So the sight of his home actually made him in a hurry. Yeah, he was actually moving long steps. He was actually taking long steps in order to, yeah, reach his home as early as possible, or as soon as possible. Okay. In a little while more, he would see the white side of the house, the curtains flying in the windows, and his mother waiting and waving from the kitchen. So all these things were imaginary. Yeah, because it was clearly said that the boy could see his home in distance. So we could easily think that from a very distance, one couldn't even spot the things inside the home. But here it was clearly said that, yeah, in a little while more he would see the white sides of the house, the curtains flying in the windows. So these objects were not seen at a distance. So in that way we could easily guess that, yeah, it was all an imagination, or it was all like a illusion or something like that. So anyway, the boy could see the curtains flying in the windows and his mother waiting and waving from the kitchen. So when the boy actually detected the presence of his home at a very far distance, the boy could even see the curtains flying in the windows. Yeah, and his mother eagerly waiting for her son, and mother waving at at her son from the kitchen. So all these beautiful and happy sights were visible to the boy. That means that much the boy was eager. That much the boy was eager in order to spend his time with his mother, or spend his time in his home. But he had not gone very much further when all of a sudden, clear out of the blues, there was something wrong. He could feel it. But as he was approaching the home, as he was nearing the home, he would smell something strange, or he could smell something strange, or he could smell something strange. And what was that? But he had not gone very much further when all of a sudden, clear out of the blues, there was something wrong. Okay, he could feel it. Then he could feel something wrong, something strange. At first, it was only a feeling, a suspicion. At the outset, the boy thought that it was only a suspicion, or it was only his own suspicion, or it was only a feeling, a bad feeling, which he felt. Then it grew and thickened in him. But soon he came to feel that suspicion, or that bad feeling was actually growing inside him, and at the same time it was taking hold on him. It began whispering in his ear, and then suddenly this thought actually whispered in his ear, like, don't go. It swelled in him and became heavier, and he had to slow down. Don't go. So there actually someone was actually whispering in his ear that don't go there. Do not go there. It swelled in him. Means the strange thought actually swelled means to become bigger. So that strange thought actually grew inside him and became heavier. That means he was completely caught up with that strange thought, or with that negative thought. Something strange was there. So he had to slow down. So in the previous paragraph, it was clear that as he could see the presence of his home in the far distance, he was simply going, or he was actually moving so quickly, as he was eager to reach his home as early as possible. But now here it was just opposite was stated here. What? He had to slow down. When he felt some kind of strangeness, or when that thought actually overruled him, he had to slow down. He had to take a slow movement. Okay. He slowed down to a snail's pace. Snail, what do you mean by snail? Snail, you can write the meaning. Animal of the gastropoda family having a coiled shell. Animal of the gastropoda family having a coiled shell. A small worm. So that means here it is used to speak about the boy's movement. Suddenly the boy. So when the snail actually felt the presence of someone, then suddenly the snail started making itself small in its size into the coiled shell. So likewise, when he felt a strange thing, he was actually making himself very slow, like that of a snail, or almost like the speed or movement of a snail. And then came to a dead stop thinking. Then suddenly he stopped. A dead stop means a complete stop. Everything was so quiet and strange. A bird chirped in a tree. Chirp means the noise, a particular kind of a noise that the birds used to make. A bird chirped in a tree, and after the sound had died away, it seemed quieter and stranger. So when we approach some silent spaces, there we can smell the sound of a strange sound of birds. So likewise, such kind of a sound he could feel there. So a bird chirped in a tree, and after the sound had died away, so after the sound had completely vanished away, or after the sound had completely gone, it seemed quieter and stranger. Again, the situation was getting very stranger and quieter. Quieter means very, very deadly silence. Okay. He felt himself getting goosepimples when he started to take a few steps further. When he decided to take a few steps ahead in order to reach his home, what happens? He felt himself getting goosepimples. What do you mean by goosepimples? Getting cold and frightened. When he was actually planning to take some footsteps ahead in order to approach his home, he felt as if he was getting cold and frightened. So suddenly he took a stop, or took a sudden pause. Then he saw that there were no flying curtains beckoning to him, and all the windows were closed. So like as it is there on the picture, when the boy was so close to the house, the boy realized that the curtains, there were no flying curtains inside the home, and the windows were closed. The flowers and plants were drooping. Drooping means hanging in a pathetic sort of way. So the flowers were actually hanging as if there was no one to take care of them. Okay, and he had a sudden and full recollection. Then he recollected the past things. What was that? That he was not living there anymore, but up the hill at his aunt's. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, all there happened was just an illusion. Suddenly, he realized the reality. In reality, he was actually staying with his aunt, and that was actually some kilometers away from there. He was not living there. Actually, presently he was not living there, and there was nobody living there. That is what the plants were drooping, as if it was appeared, or as if it was kept, as if it was living without nobody to take care of. Okay, so in that way he was not living there anymore, but up the hill means behind the hill at his aunt's, that the house was empty and his mother had died 1 week ago. And he recollected that his mother had died 1 week ago. So that means even though 1 week had left, the boy could not accept that truth, as that much he was immersed, or as that much he was attached to his mother. So that actually made, even though it was almost 1 week after his mother had died, he could not be able to accept the truth. So such was actually the bondage, the attachment in between the mother and the son. Okay, at first he just stood still. So that actually made him upset. It took some time to accept the truth again. So the boy was just standing like this, without any emotions, not knowing what he should do. What he should do means he was in a dilemma. Either to go to his home or to go back to his and where he is presently residing. If he decided to go forward, there was nobody. His mother had died. So in that way, he was in a dilemma. There was a big lump in his throat. Lump means something that strikes out. Something that strikes out. There was a big lump in his throat and he felt like crying. Then tears came into his eyes and he wanted to cry a lot, but he could only cry quietly. So, yeah, he actually wanted to cry a lot, but he could only cry quietly. So he was actually controlling. He was controlling his emotions, and he cried in a very gentle voice. So in that way, the story ends here. So we can say that more than it was an illusion. In what way, even though it was actually an illusion, what actually made the boy to think like that? Yeah, even though 1 week had left after the death of his mother, the boy couldn't accept that truth. In such a way, he was attached to his mother. So that actually made him. So that was the thing which we could find while we read the story. Yeah, when he went to the library and read a particular story, the first thing which came to his mind was actually, when he reached his home, he could even share this story to his mother. At the time also, his mother was no more. But the thought that his mother was no more was not in his mind. So, and when Peter, Gopal and all boys were actually planning something for tomorrow, for the Sunday, he was actually planning to spend his time with mother. So at that time also the mother was nowhere, the mother was no more, and the boy knew that. But even though he planned everything as if his mother would be there. So that is what we have to note. So in that way, so even though 1 week had left after the mother died, the boy couldn't accept that truth. So such a way, these two people were attached. The boy was attached with his mother. So anyway, the story is all about the bondage, the affection, the love in between a boy and a mother. And we could only we could be able to measure the attachment we always felt towards our mother or felt towards our father only in their absence. Nowadays you have your parents with you, so you don't actually you couldn't actually measure their value. But if there is a time when they are not with you, at that time you will definitely come to know about their value in your life. So and let us go home, that is actually the title. So see, for example, after your studies, imagine that you get a good job, and as part of the job you have to take a shelter away from your home. Think about such a situation. So at that time you will definitely look at the calendar, and you will definitely mark even the single holidays with the thought of going back to your home. So once we are not in our home, then only we will be able to know the value of our house also. So going back to home is always something very, 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 very emotional thing. So in that way the story is titled also. Okay, anyway, it is all about relationship. It is all about the price of relationship. It is all about the price of or value of a relationship, or value of affection, and all those things. So in that way we can simply say that the story upholds some kind of moral values, the importance of upholding values, or affect or emotions. Okay, or in simple we can say that the story revolves around the theme of love, affection, attachment and all those things. Okay, anyway, I think this is the time to wind up. I think that you got everything which I discussed today. Anyway, thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.